Alright, listen, you guys. I know you saw what I saw. I saw a great victory. I'm excited. I'm up. I'm sorry. It's the fact that the intensity for first half was just, it had me pumped and ready to go. That's how we should be feeling every single game that we play. And the fact that we left the game with no goals. Amazing, you guys. But what I want to do today is talk a little about what we saw from the Watford game. Also, I want to preview on what to expect playing against Crystal Palace and what lineup we should be expecting also due to the injury of N'Golo Kante and Kovacic not returning for the game. Before we jump back into that, I want to say welcome back everyone to the Frankfurt Famous channel, where we're going to be talking about some great topics about Chelsea's football club. Let's get it. So you guys, you might have noticed this huge clock behind me. As of now, I have officially moved to my new house and in the process of getting all my stuff together. So you might be seeing some different sceneries while I'm making content about Chelsea Football Club. It's exciting times going on, and it just gives me even more energy to continue providing you with information going on around the club. So mainly, the reason why I'm excited is that game really showed us what we can expect if we continue to play the style that has helped us move forward with intensity, being decisive, and togetherness. We saw from the jump that if we are pressing the teams and not giving them the opportunity to feel comfortable in their own space, we're going to disrupt all of their movements, their tactics. It's going to be all out of whack. But the biggest thing is what we saw is Christian Pulisic being very decisive, assertive, going at his players. Watford were giving him time to turn at them, to dribble 3 to 4 times in the box and find a player. And his turn of pace is ridiculous. The fact that he was able to drive to the box line, cut it back, and get that penalty. I mean, Willian right now is basically loving the kid. He's receiving all these penalties. He's getting goals from him. It's amazing to see this togetherness. Also, a lot that we saw is we know that Watford likes to play a very rough, tough style of football. But our defenders did a great job in frustrating him. I mean, he came out of the half just feeling defeated. And that's what we want to see. If we're going to be playing teams that are going to try to bully us, we can't back down. We have to continue to be smart, but at the same time, play with strength, speed, and quality. We dominated that game. Watford wasn't clinical. We did a pretty good job at defending the balls into the box, which was amazing. Also, Reece James were playing some beautiful balls into the box. He needs to continue and get that consistency and playing more games. It's just going to make him better of a player, and he's going to be more confident when he's playing. Everything that I talked about on my last channel, just seeing that firsthand, oh my God, you guys. Like, we just need to continue to support and give our players all the credit and our coach all the credit, because the tactics are correct if we stick to the plan from the get-go. We know that we can go in and beat any team, but we still have to come into the game with that appreciation for the team we're playing against, and knowing that anything can happen if you're not at your top level. And we see that if we stay at our top level, we're going to wreak havoc on teams, guys. So now what I want to talk about is the game happening at 10 a.m. here in the United States, Northern California, where Chelsea is going to be taking on Crystal Palace. This is going to be a really good game because the opponents that we're playing against, they have some really good one-on-one quality players that can cause problems. So what we're going to need to do to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a position to be exposed by these players is how we're going to mess up their team's tactics. This is going to cause for every single player to be able to bring his defensive qualities. We can't isolate players. We're going to need to be able to take those players on the opposing team and make it very difficult for them to get into their comfort zone. If we can do that, we can definitely leave with a win. But I want to talk about the lineup that we should be seeing for that game. And also I do want to talk about what players that we are going to need to step up and show their quality so they can continue to stay in the first team. Let's talk about what we should be expecting to see from Crystal Palace. As we know, they're off to a horrendous start. I mean, they can't win a game, but we can't take them lightly, because when we do that, we know the consequences. We do have to take their wide players very seriously, as they do have the likes of Andres Townsend, Jordan Ayew, Wilfried Zaha, and Christian Benteke is back from a long spell of injury. And we know that those players can be deadly on the one-on-one, and also Benteke is really good in the air. So we have to make sure that our defense is at tip-top shape, keeping him away from the ball as much as possible. One thing we also do need to realize is that Crystal Palace is going to play from the back. They just are. Regardless if they're going to get a goal scored on them, they're going to play from the back. Another thing that they do is their right backs and left backs do have a tendency to push up higher and try to become more in the attack. But this is going to allow Chelsea for them to have their wide players staying out as wide as possible for these counterattacks. We do know that there is experience in Crystal Palace's back line, but at the same time, there is some old legs back there, and we can expose them with our speed and fast play and opening up space, as we need to play really quick 1-2s and have a lot of our wingers pushing up as high as possible and bringing their defenders out to the wing, so then that gives us the opportunity to get one-on-ones with their aging back line. A thing that we need to really pay attention to is that once we're in their half, they're going to stay compact. But if we continue that intensity and we're drawing their players out, this is going to open up more space for us to play our game. And we're seeing the likes of Ross Barkley being very clinical in the box and getting into the box. These are the things that we've been missing from him. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know why we haven't seen this since we brought him in. Frank Lampard is heaven sent, and he's doing something to bring out the best out of Barkley. So if we can get that consistency, we're going to start seeing more goals from many other players. This is just going to make us even more of a team that's going to have different skill sets, and no one's going to be able to just man mark one player on our team, because they're never going to know where these goals are going to be able to come from. I mean, we have Pulisic on target, Williams on target, Abraham, and Giroud. Let me talk about Giroud. I mean, he's bringing out the experience. The way that he moves off the ball and finds pockets, and he knows where the goal is at, and he's on goal scoring form. It's amazing to see, you guys. Our strikers are enjoying their football. It's quality, you guys. One of the tactics that we need to be focusing on as we're entering into this game is, if Wilfried Zaha isn't ticking, Crystal Palace doesn't tick. So as much as you frustrate him and you take him away from what he does best, he tends to not give a lot on the opposite end. Tends to not play that much defense, tries to shy away a little bit from his unique style of play, And this is going to give us even more of an opportunity to push up higher in the field and to continue dominating the ball. What we really need to take into consideration is if we are going to be pushing up, we are going to be dominating the game, we have to still keep an eye out on him because he has that talent to pull something out of nowhere. He might seem like he's fading away from the game, but if he gets an opportunity to get the ball and get comfortable, that's going to set us up for a long day. Another thing I want to talk about is what we should be expecting for the Chelsea lineup of the game. As we do know, N'Golo Kante is injured at this moment, praying that he is going to be fine and ready for the next upcoming games, get a little bit of rest as he's done a great deed, as he has been put back into his normal position. Kovacic is also injured, as we won't be seeing him play. Hopefully we'll be seeing him play the next game. I definitely think we should keep the same lineup that we had for the Watford game. Giroud is scoring goals, so we have to continue having him up at the striker position with Willian and Pulisic on both wings. In the middle, I want that same consistency that we had. Mason Mount is doing a heck of a job. Also having Ross Barkley, who's scoring goals. Now we have to look at who's going to play that defensive midfield position. This is going to be a tough one, as Billy Gilmore has been playing that position over Jorginho. Honestly, to give you guys my opinion on it, I want to see Billy Gilmore get more playing time, as he does have the legs to get up and down the field. He's a very exciting player, and I see a lot coming from him in the future. But Jorginho has that experience, and if we're going to be dominating the ball, he has the qualities to make an amazing pass and to continue keeping us ticking. So right now, if it came down to it, I would definitely say giving Jorginho the opportunity in the first half to see what qualities he can add. If our back line stays the same with Kurt Zouma, Christensen, Reece James, and Azpilicueta holding it down and keeping Jordan Ayew and also Wilfried Zaha wrapped up, I don't think we have too much to worry about being counterattacked on, but that defensive midfield position is going to have to play a very strong role in keeping us organized. So I think Frank Lampard will go with the experience. Well, I love what Billy Gilmore is doing, and I love the fact that he is growing in front of our eyes, and he's going to continue to get more playing time. But we want to see us continue on the same streak that we're going on now, as games are getting even more intense, and Manchester United and Wolves are on our tails. I can't say it enough. So we can't be looking at games as experiments. We have to make sure that if we're going into these games, that we're coming out with a win. So you guys, tell me what you think. Do you think that Crystal Palace, even though they are doing really bad in the table, are they going to be able to pull something out of nowhere for this game? And also, do you think that the lineup that we're going to be playing with that I just discussed is going to be able to help us get that W that we need? Please leave a comment down low. Also, I want to thank everyone for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to like. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Come on, Blues!